Welcome to the Eat Better, Move Better, Live Better podcast presented by Flourish with Tracy, where we'll dive into the realms of holistic wellness, plant-based nutrition, yoga, and self-care to help you live your best life. Tune in every Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday at 8 a.m. Eastern for our special segments. Meditation Monday, start your week with mindfulness. Wellness Wednesdays, get the midweek boost you need. Asana Saturdays, dedicate weekends to personal growth. Join us as we explore and discuss all things to eat better, move better, and live better. Welcome. I'd like to invite you to arrive fully wherever you are by softening your shoulders, unclenching your jaw, and allowing your breath to become natural. Today, I'd like to explore Asana beyond the mat. How you can take the physical postures of yoga, postures you may practice often, into your daily life. How it can become a lived wisdom. Asana means seat, a steady, comfortable way of being. On the yoga mat, we learn alignment, breath, and awareness. Off the mat, these same principles shape how we stand in line, respond to stress, set boundaries, and even how we move through relationships. Take a moment to set an intention. How might my yoga practice support the way I live, speak, and rest this week? Inhale through your nostrils, expanding your ribs, allowing your breath to arrive. Exhale slowly, feeling and allowing the body to settle. Breathe in and out here slowly at your own cadence and pace. Asana is often reduced to shapes. Yet in the Yoga Sutras, asana is often described as steadiness and ease. It's not only physical, it is a way of meeting life. So let's reframe asana. How do we move from just the posture to practice? On the mat, we practice stability without rigidity, ease without collapse, and presence without force. Off the mat, these very same practices become qualities such as emotional steadiness, mental flexibility, and ethical and embodied choices. For example, every time you balance in tree pose, you are rehearsing how to remain centered during uncertainty. And every time you soften in child's pose, you are learning when to rest. So reflect here for a moment. Where in your life do you tend to grip, tense, or tighten? Where do you tend to collapse, release, let go? Asana lives within a larger system. It resides within the 8 limbs of yoga. When we carry asana or our postures off the mat, these limbs weave together. Here's how. The yamas and niyamas are ethical alignment. It's how we stand in integrity. Asana is embodied presence. It's how we inhabit our body. Pranayama is regulation of our breath, how we respond to stress. Pratyahara is sensory awareness, how we manage stimulation. Dharana and dhyana, focus and meditation, how we sustain attention. And samadhi, integration, moments of wholeness. So to translate this practically, we can pause before responding. That equals asana and pranayama. We can sit upright while we're listening. That equals asana and dharana. We can walk with awareness. That's asana in motion. So how do you use this wisdom of posture in your daily activities? For example, is your weight evenly distributed while standing? If you're standing at the sink, engaged in a conversation, or waiting in line. While standing, can you stack your ankles, knees, hips, and ribs and head as you would in mountain pose Tadasana? While sitting at a desk or on a sofa, can you sit as if you were in a seated pose with your spine tall and straight, your shoulders relaxed, and your breath free? How about walking? While walking, your gait can become a moving asana when your steps are intentional, heel to toe, arms swinging freely, gaze soft. And you can use transitions while standing up, opening a door, entering a room as a reminder to realign, to remind yourself of a cue, the same way you'd be cued if you were on the mat. Standing tall, breathing free, gazing soft. Emotional asana helps us to address and manage our feelings with skill. Asana trains us to stay with the sensation, to be aware and acknowledge. Off of the mat, this sensation becomes emotion. So just as we breathe through intensity within a pose or posture, we can breathe through discomfort in life. And you can ask yourself, where do I feel this emotion within my body? Can I soften without bypassing? Can I stay present without reacting? For example, you can think of Warrior Two posture. Your legs are strong, your chest is open, and your gaze is steady. This is how we hold anger or grief, rooted, open, and aware. And then once we are aware, we can then breathe through to allow it to dissipate, to be able to respond instead of react, to remove the emotion. Asana also teaches us discernment, when to engage and when to release. And this helps establish boundaries, strength, and yielding. For example, strength postures help create healthy boundaries. Forward folds help foster humility and introspection. Back bends help us foster courage and heart opening. And restorative postures gives us permission to rest. You can apply this to aspects of your life. Notice where your life needs a stronger stance and where it needs more yielding. You can live yoga in small moments through micro practices. You can take a 1 breath reset. Inhale, lengthen, exhale, soften. You can do a 3-point alignment check, checking your feet, your pelvis, and your head. And you can pause intentionally before you speak or react. These small practices accumulate, just as holding a pose for a few breaths changes the body. These micro moments change your nervous system and the way you live. So let's just take a moment to integrate and reflect. Close your eyes or soften your gaze. Recall a moment this past week where you felt off balance. Now imagine meeting that moment with the steadiness and ease of your favorite pose. What would alignment look like here? Where could you breathe more fully? Where would ease without collapse fit in this situation? What would that mean? Gently allow any insights that arise to do so without force. Just acknowledge and be aware. Take note as you open your eyes, remembering to take your practice with you at all times, off of the mat as well as on. Yoga does not end when the mat is rolled up. The mat is the laboratory. The life is the practice. Every time you stand with awareness, breathe through discomfort, or choose presence over reaction, you are practicing asana beyond the mat. So may your posture reflect your values. May your breath guide your choices. May your life become steady and an easeful seat. May you always take yoga into your daily life and living your asana beyond the mat. Inhaling with gratitude and exhaling integration. Thank you for sharing time and space today. Namaste. Thanks for tuning in. I hope today's insights help you on a personal journey towards a healthier, happier life. Don't forget to join every Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday at 8 a.m. Eastern for more self-care and holistic wellness tips. Before you go, make sure to comment, click the bell, like, and subscribe buttons for upcoming episode notifications. Be sure to always consult a medical professional before making any major changes regarding your health, diet, or routine. In the meanwhile, stay motivated, stay inspired, and remember, every step you take is one step closer to a better you. Until next time, keep flourishing, and as always, may all be well.